Numerous uprisings in the Arab world are becoming a topic much discussed, and for good reason. The Arab world is going through a sometimes violent, very tumultuous change that is inspiring and shocking the rest of the world. Let's take a look at how Libya is doing since last October 20th, when Colonel Gaddafi was captured and killed. The year was 1969, when Gaddafi deposed King Idris in a military coup. It wasn't until 42 years later that the protests began. In February of last year, 2011, a human rights campaigner was arrested and authorities used aircraft to attack other protesters. In March of last year, the UN Security Council authorized a no-fly zone over Libya to protect the people. By August of 2011, rebels were swarming in Colonel Gaddafi's fortress compound in Tripoli, causing Gaddafi to go into hiding. A complete timeline of key political events in Libya over many generations can be found online at bbc.com. For a more recent and detailed timeline, though, I recommend an article titled Libyan Uprising 1-Year Anniversary on telegraph.com. This timeline offers more recent events in detail, while the BBC timeline offers the full extensive history of Libya. Taking a look back at Libya, though, what is causing this uprising? And has it made Libya and the surrounding countries a better place? There are many reasons for the uprising. 4 of the main ones, though, include the change in the youth of these parts, online social networks, new alliances that are forming across religious lines, and alliances forming across class and tribal lines. None of these changes before have ever been seriously considered or looked at. The unrest in these countries is largely in part due to the younger generation. A large percentage of the population in this part of the world are in their 20s. This younger generation is able to see what is going on in other countries, and they realize that they could have much more voice in their government. These people are tired of acting like their parents, and they have initiated a change. Ambition and knowledge has led many of these uprisings among the younger set that are against the old age traditions and regimes that never seem to end. They want to change. Online social networks are the next major cause for this uprising. Through fast-paced communications and endless amounts of information, the younger generation in the Arab world has been able to be connected to the outside world and what is happening there. Seeing other governments and their people's freedoms has helped spur the revolution and continue to give them fuel through the desperate hard times. Now that these people have a common expectation of their government, they are able to come together for the first time in recent history. Muslims and Christians alike are pushing for the same governmental changes, and they have discovered that they are stronger if they work together. Also, in the past, class lines have largely separated the social classes in these countries. From the lack of employment and opportunities across all of the classes, they have found common ground on which they can finally agree. The NTC, or National Transitional Council, in Libya, declared Libya to be a liberated and announced plans to hold elections within 8 months. But by January of 2012, there were clashes between former rebel forces due to discontent with the changes under the NTC. Determining whether or not Gaddafi's death is good or not for Libya right at this point in time is hard to say. But the changes that are taking place will most definitely place Libya leading to reforms that will endure for ages to come. These factors causing the changes apply to all the countries in the Arab world and will continue to draw them together until long-term changes can be put into place. What will happen between now and then, though, is anyone's guess.